Hey everyone, welcome back to the I Dare You podcast. This podcast is all about you and helping you reach the big goals that you have for your life and what next steps do you want to take to get there. I'm your host, Darrin Johnson, and welcome to episode 206. If you're here for the very first time, or maybe the first few episodes, a special warm welcome to you. I am so glad you're here. And for everyone who's been with me on this journey from the beginning, thank you. Make sure you subscribe and follow the show, everyone, so that you do not miss an episode. Here's what happens. Every Tuesday morning, we drop a fresh new episode. And trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming in 2026. So here we are, December 30th, 2025. 2 days left in this year. And I want to ask you something. How are you feeling right now? Are you one of those people already beating yourself up about the goals that you didn't hit, the weight that you didn't lose, the business you didn't start, the growth you didn't see, the relationships that you didn't fix? Or maybe you're feeling pretty good. Maybe 2025 was your year. You showed up, you did the work, and you've got some wins to celebrate. Wherever you find yourself, and I mean this, I am proud of you for being here, because the fact that you're listening to this podcast tells me something about you. You're not done. You're not coasting into the new year hoping things will magically change. You're here because you want to be intentional about what happens next. And that's exactly the mindset that separates high performers from everyone else. Now, before we dive into 2026, I want to talk to you about something that doesn't get enough attention this time of year, celebrating what you actually accomplished in 2025. Now listen, we live in a culture that is obsessed with what's next. I mean, we set goals, we chase them, and the moment we achieve them, we're already moving on to the next thing. We never stop. We never pause. We never take a breath and say, you know what? I did that, and it mattered. And by the way, if you run with other high achievers, they'll do the same thing. You achieve the goal, and the immediate question they'll ask is, so what's your next goal? And everyone, can we just pause and just take a breath and say, let's celebrate? Okay, so right now, I want you to think about 2025. What did you accomplish? And I'm not talking about the big Instagram-worthy wins, though those count too. I'm talking about the small wins, the daily decisions, the times you showed up when you didn't feel like it. You know what I'm talking about. The morning you got out of bed, even though you were exhausted. The conversation you had that was uncomfortable but necessary. The moment that you chose discipline over comfort. It was that relationship that you decided to walk away from, to get out of that because it wasn't serving you in your future. Here's what I know for sure. You cannot build a future you're proud of if you don't acknowledge the progress you've already made and are making. So take a moment wherever you are right now and think of 3 things that you accomplished in 2025. Write them down if you can. Text them to someone. Post them on Instagram and tag me at IDareYouPod. I want to celebrate with you. These wins matter, no matter how small. Because here's the truth. Celebrating your wins isn't about being arrogant or patting yourself on the back. It's about building evidence for your future self that you are someone who follows through. You get things done. You are someone who does hard things. And you are someone who keeps showing up. That's worthy of a celebration. You know, one of the truths in life is that hard work is the differentiator, especially now. If you're willing to put in the work, just a little bit of extra work, you can separate yourself from the herd pretty quickly. And I think because you're listening to this podcast, you know what I'm talking about, and you're part of that group, putting in a little extra, showing up when others won't. Okay, so now that we've celebrated where you've been, let's talk about where you're going. You know, a few weeks ago, I did episode 203, all about the concept of your future self, and it was inspired by Dr. Benjamin Hardy's incredible book, Be Your Future Self Now. And the response from you, the I Dare You podcast community, has been overwhelming. So many of you reached out and said, Darrin, I need more of this. I need practical tools to actually build this future self we keep talking about. Well, I heard you, and I've got something special for you today. I've created 2 powerful worksheets, the Launch Your Dare Planning System, just in time for the new year, everybody, based on Dr. Hardy's framework that are going to help you do the deep work of designing your 2026 and honestly, your life. Now, these aren't your typical New Year's resolution worksheets. This is the real work, the work that the top 1% performers do to create the life they want instead of just reacting to whatever life throws at them. And here's the best part. The Launch Your Dare worksheets, they are 100% free. And all you have to do is go to idareyoupod.com and download them. Print them out. Grab a cup of coffee. Find a quiet place and do this work. Because here's what I believe. You do not need another pep talk, do you? But you need a definite plan. And that's exactly what we're building today. Swoosh. All right, let me walk you through this. The first worksheet has 5 powerful questions that are going to help you get crystal clear on where you are right now and what's holding you back from becoming your future self. Dr. Hardy has this quote in his book that I absolutely love. He says, shifting our goals from fear-based, reactive, and short-term to proactive, long-term, and love-based is the path to a successful and happy life. Your view of your future self is the compass that draws you forward. I love that. So here are the 5 questions you need to answer. We all do. And listen, I want you to be brutally honest with yourself. This is for you. No one else is going to see these answers unless you want them to. This is between you and your future self. Here's question number 1. What is currently diluting your energy or distracting your focus? Now think about it. What or who are the energy vampires in your life right now? Whenever you're around them or they leave the room, you just feel down, like they've sucked the life right out of you. Is it a toxic relationship? Is it social media? Every time you're on TikTok or Instagram, you just feel awful because there are certain people you follow that are triggering you, making you feel awful about yourself. Is it saying yes to the things you should be saying no to? Is it that side project that sounded good 6 months ago, but now it is just draining you? Your future self needs you to protect your energy like it's your most valuable resource, because it is. Question number 2, what is your guiding purpose and your personal vision? Now, this is a big one. We talk a lot about it in different ways. Maybe it's your why, but let's get into this. Why are you here? What are you building? And why is that so important to you? What do you want your life to look like 10 years from now, this date? And by the way, if you don't have a clear answer to that question or these questions, that is more than okay. That's what this work is for. But you've got to do this work. You've got to sit with this question until you have an answer that makes your palms sweat and your heart beat faster. That's how you know it's real. That's how you know you're over the target. Okay, here is question number 3. Honestly, how are you demonstrating commitment to your future self? Man, I love this one. This one stings a little bit, doesn't it? Because it's easy to say that we are committed. It's easy to set goals on January 1st. I mean, that is the easy part. But are your daily actions aligned with the person you say you want to become? You know, one of the best triathletes in world history, his name was Mark Allen. He won the Ironman, I believe, 7 times. He was a guest on the I Dare You podcast 7 times. But he talks about goals in this way. What does your goal expect of you? And I think that's a wonderful reframe. Because if your goal is to win the Ironman, well, what does that expect of you? A complete lifestyle change in so many areas: nutrition, exercise. What is your goal? And then what does that goal expect of you? And if you're unwilling to put in the work in order to do that, to take the actions that you need to do in order to do that, then you need to adjust your goal. You know, in this podcast, we've had numerous episodes on longevity and health span. And one of the organizations I work with is called Wild Health. I mean, I'm a customer of theirs. It's personal concierge medicine. I'm a big fan. It's not inexpensive, but I view that as an investment. My point is, I've been doing blood work routinely, and I am pre-diabetic. And speaking of, are your goals aligned with your actions? We're going to go after this in 2026. I know the actions I need to take to fix this, but I can tell you that when I'm 58, almost 59 years old, being pre-diabetic is not a good spot to be. When I think about 10 years out, 20 years out, that's not the future self that I have envisioned for me. And so that's one of the things I'm focused on is my HbA1c numbers, fasting blood glucose, and I know the actions I need to take. So I can sit here all day long and talk about longevity and health span, but if I'm not willing to take those actions, well, then I've got a conversation I need to have with my future self. So remember, your future self is watching you right now, and what would they say to you? They're right here, or they're right in the next room. And so what would they say to you? Okay, question number 4. How well are you owning and protecting your time? By the way, this is my favorite. Time, everyone, it is a choice. Let me say that again. Time is a choice. You are not too busy. You're not. You're just not prioritizing what matters most. And now I'm going to share something with you that most people don't do. It's a cheat code that will change everything about how you design your life in 2026. And I use that phrase on purpose, design your life. Here it is. You need to populate your personal calendar with the priority things you want to happen first before anything else gets scheduled. I am talking about the family vacations, the personal retreats, your kids' events, the date nights with your spouse, that annual guys trip or that girls' weekend, the conference that you want to attend, the creative time you need to write the book or launch that business or pursue that passion project. These things, they go on the calendar first. In fact, right now. Not when you have time, not when work calms down, not when things get easier. No, right now. Because here's what happens if you don't. Work and life will fill in the blanks for you. And think about it. How many times have you said, yeah, we'll plan that vacation once things settle down at work, or after school is done and the kids are not quite so busy, or I'll start that morning routine once this busy season is over. And then what happens? Someone schedules a meeting, a project deadline gets moved up, a crisis emerges, and suddenly the things that matter most to you, the things that would actually make you feel alive and fulfilled, they never happen. You've been playing defense with your calendar, everyone. It's time to shift it. I want you to play offense with your calendar. It's the biggest weapon that you have, and you're not using it like that. It's your time. Now, here's the cheat code. I want you to write this down. Start the habits and routines to be your future self now, today. Don't wait to become your future self and then start. You have the power. I'm giving you permission right now to design the life that you want now. You see, most people have this completely backwards. They think, once I lose 30 pounds, then I'll start eating healthy. No, you start eating healthy now, and that's how you lose the 30 pounds. They think, once I get promoted, then I'll start showing up like a leader. That's when I'll do it. No, you start showing up like a leader now. You start dressing for the role that you want now. If you want to be the VP, start dressing like the VP. If you want to run the 10K, then start running with people who are running the 10K. So here's what I want you to do. And you can do this right after this episode, within seconds after this episode ends. Grab your phone, open your calendar, and I want you to spend 30 minutes this morning, or as soon as you can, to sync up your work calendar and your personal calendar, and make sure that everything you already know about in 2026 is on the calendar. That family reunion in July, on the calendar. Your kids' graduation, on the calendar. That week you want to take off in the summer, block it off now. That quarterly personal retreat you keep talking about, where you review your goals, schedule all 4 of them now. Because here's the reality. If it's not on your calendar, it doesn't exist. It feels good to think about it, but it doesn't exist. Your future self is counting on you to protect your time today. And here's what happens. When someone else tries to schedule a meeting during your blocked family vacation time, you can say confidently, I'm not available that week. No explanation needed, no guilt, no apology. I am not available. I have an appointment during that time. I can't make it. Your future self needs you to own your calendar and block time for what's important, saying no to what doesn't serve your vision. Your future self needs you, expects you, begging you to own your calendar, blocking time for what's important, saying no to what doesn't serve your vision and your why, and protecting your time like your life depends on it. See, this is the cheat code. This is how you design your life instead of letting life design you. And I promise you, 90% of people will never do this. But I don't think you're like 90% of people. That's why you're here. You start controlling your calendar right away in 2026. Oh my goodness, everything changes. Okay, here's question number 5. How can you lift your gaze and be more courageous and daring? There it is, that word, daring. Where do you need to be more courageous in 2026? What risk do you need to take? What conversation do you need to have? What dream do you need to chase? You see, your future self, it's on the other side of courage. And the only question is, are you willing to be daring enough to meet them? I want to talk to you about something I've noticed about coaching thousands of people and recording over 200 episodes of this podcast. You know what the scariest part of setting a goal is? It's not the work. It's not even the failure. It's not even the judgment from other people. It's staring at the blank page. It's the start. The start stops most people. It's that moment when you have to take that dream that's been floating around in your head, that vague, comfortable, safe little idea, and actually write it down in ink, on paper, where you can see it, where it becomes real. And here's what I've noticed. One of the biggest reasons people don't reach their goals is that they never say it out loud, and they never write it down specifically. Think about it. How many times have you told yourself, I want to get in shape, but never actually said, I'm going to lose 25 pounds by June 1st, or I want to grow my business, instead of, I'm going to hit $500,000 in revenue by December 31st. See, I think there's a defense mechanism that we all have. It's like our brain, it is protecting us from disappointment. Because if we ever get too specific, if we ever actually say the thing out loud or write it down, then we can't fail, right? We can keep that dream safe and comfortable in our heads where it can't be judged or measured or proven wrong. But here's the truth. That defense mechanism is not protecting you at all. It's preventing you. It's preventing you from the life you actually want. It's preventing you from becoming your future self. It's preventing you from seeing what God or the universe or your network can actually do once you speak your dream into the world. Because I'll tell you something I've seen over and over and over again in my own life and in the lives of people that I coach and I work with. The more specific you get with your goal and what you want to happen, the more the universe reacts, the more God moves, the more your network shows up in ways you never expected. When you say, I want to write a book someday, nothing happens. But when you say, I'm writing a 60,000-word book on leadership, and I'm going to finish the first draft on March 31st, suddenly people start showing up. Someone introduces you to a literary agent. Someone mentions that they know a great editor. Your boss gives you Fridays off to write it. It's like the universe was just waiting for you to get specific. When you say, I'd like to be healthier, nothing changes. But when you say, I'm running a half marathon on October 12th, and I'm training 4 days a week starting Monday, suddenly your neighbor mentions they're training too. Your spouse agrees to watch the kids on training days. You find the perfect training plan. And your identity is that of someone who runs half marathons. It all just aligns. This isn't magic. This isn't woo-woo. This is how commitment works, and this is how clarity creates opportunity. Now, recently, I saw a quote that I cannot stop thinking about. It is, instead of waiting on God, maybe God is waiting on you. And I think that's a wonderful way to look at things, that maybe we're looking at it all wrong. Maybe we do need to get specific, throw it out into the world, and start moving. So here's what I'm asking you to do with question number 5. And this is going to feel uncomfortable for many of you, which is why I'm asking you to do it. I want you to write down, and I mean actually write down on the Launch Your Dare worksheet that you can download, the specific daring thing you're going to do in 2026. Instead of saying, I want to be more confident, what if you were to say, I'm going to give a 20-minute presentation at the regional sales conference in front of 200 people? Okay. Instead of saying, I want to improve my marriage, what if you were to say, my spouse and I are going on a 1-week vacation to Italy in September. Just the two of us, no phones. Better. What about this? Instead of saying, I want to grow my repeat income, you could say, I'm going to enroll 8 new members every month and develop 3 new directors by March. Love that. That will create repeat income. Get specific. Nothing ambiguous, no wiggle room, no safety net. Because here's what happens when you get that specific. You can't hide anymore. You can't pretend. You can't play small. And yes, that's scary, but it's also the only way forward. Your future self doesn't need you to be vague. They need you to be brave. So grab your pen, stare down at that blank page, and write the thing that scares you, the thing that makes your palms sweat, the thing that makes you feel embarrassingly ambitious, the start that it wants to stop you. Write it down. Say it out loud. Tell someone. Post it where you will see it every day. Because once you do, everything changes. The defense mechanism drops. The universe leans in. God moves. Your network activates. And your future self, they are cheering you on. But it all starts with you being daring enough to get specific. All right, that's what's waiting for you on worksheet number 1. Pretty good. Now, here's what happens on the second worksheet. It's called the 5-step walk it back exercise. And this is where the magic happens. Here's how it works. You're going to start with the end in mind, reverse engineer this future self, and then walk it back step by step and figure out exactly what you need to get there. Step 5, build your vision of your future self. Think ahead, be bold, be specific, be daring. What will you be doing? Who will be in your life? Where will you be? How will you feel? Your health? Your leisure time, your career? Don't hold back here on step 5. This is your life that we're talking about. Step 4 is what is needed to get to your future self in step 5. And then step 3, what is needed to allow number 4. And then step 2, what do you need or to do to change to get to number 3? And then step 1, what is the big step or the change you need to take or make to get to number 2? You just walk it back. And then you action it forward. This simple exercise is going to give you your roadmap for 2026. I'm telling you, I'm guaranteeing you, when you do this work, everything changes because you're not just setting goals anymore, you're becoming someone new. And everyone, all of this is on the worksheets. Download them, study them, use them. This is your own personal game plan for growth. Now listen, I'm going to be honest with you. I am doing this work right alongside you. On January 2nd, I'm taking the afternoon, Friday afternoon, no phone, no distractions. I'm devoting that time to going through the Launch Your Dare worksheets myself. Because I know this, even after 206 episodes of this podcast, even after coaching thousands of people over decades and being a vice president of sales and senior vice president of sales at some of the biggest and best public and private companies in the world, I still need to do this work. It's essential. It's a prerequisite to success. We all do. Your future self is waiting for you, and they're proud of what you've accomplished in 2025, and they're excited about what you're going to build in this new year. But here's the thing. They can't do it for you. You have to do the work. So here's your I Dare You challenge for this week. And honestly, for the next 48 hours, I dare you to download the Launch Your Dare worksheets at idareyoupod.com. I dare you to find 60 to 90 minutes as soon as you can to do this work. If you need a goal and a target, before January 3rd, before January 5th, before January 9th. The point is, give yourself a date to do this work. Really commit to become your future self in 2026. And do not wait for permission. Do not wait for the perfect moment. Don't wait until you feel ready. Your future self needs you to be daring right now. And I'm giving you permission to start. All right, everyone, that's episode 206. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being part of this community, and thank you for doing the work. Now, if you enjoyed this content, who are you going to share this episode with? It could be a friend or family member, but if you are a leader of people, you need to share this episode with them to have them think about 2026 differently. It's not just another year. It's a valuable time period to live a better life, but it all starts now. Share the wins with me on Instagram at IDareYouPod. I want to hear from you. And hey, one more thing. Episode 207 drops next week, and we have got another incredible guest lined up. You're not going to want to miss it. Until then, I'm excited for you. Enjoy the Launch Your Dare worksheets and that 60 to 90 minutes you're going to spend to design your 2026. And do the things your future self will thank you for. I dare you.